विनायक नमस्तुभ्यं सततं मोदक प्रिय निर्विघ्नं कुरु नो देव सर्वकार्येषु सर्वदा सरस्वती नमस्तुभ्यं वरदे कामरूपिणि विद्यारंभं करिष्यामः सिद्धिर्भवतु नो सदा गुरुर्ब्रह्मा गुरुर्विष्णुः गुरुर्देवो महेश्वरः गुरुः साक्षात् परं ब्रह्म तस्मै श्री गुरवे नमः। श्रीराम राम रामेति रमे रामे मनोरमे सहस्रनाम तत्तुल्यं रामनाम वरानने आपदामपहर्तारं दातारं सर्वसंपदां लोकाभिरामं श्रीरामं भूयो भूयो नमाम्यहम्। रामाय रामभद्राय रामचन्द्राय वेधसे रघुनाथाय नाथाय सीतायाः पतये नमः। श्रीराघवं दशरथात्मजमप्रमेयं सीतापतिं रघुकुलान्वयरत्नदीपं आजानुबाहुमरविन्ददलायताक्षं रामं निशाचर विनाशकरं नमामि। श्रीरघुराम चारुतुलसीदलधाम शमक्षमादिशृङ्गार गुणाभिराम त्रिजगन्नुत शौर्य रमाललाम दुर्वारुकबन्ध राक्षस विराम जगज्जन कल्मषार्णवोत्तारक नाम भद्रगिरिदाशरथी करुणापयोनिधि। आञ्जनेयमतिपाटलाननं काञ्चनाद्रिकमनीय विग्रहं पारिजाततरुमूलवासिनं भावयामि पवमाननन्दनं यत्र यत्र रघुनाथकीर्तनं तत्र तत्र कृतमस्तकाञ्जलिं बाष्पवारि परिपूर्णलोचनं मारुतिं नमत राक्षसान्तकं। बुद्धिर्बलं यशोधैर्यं निर्भयत्वमरोगता अजाड्यं वाक्पटुत्वं च हनुमत्स्मरणात् भवेत्। कूजन्तं राम रामेति मधुरं मधुराक्षरम् आरुह्य कविताशाखां वन्दे वाल्मीकिकोकिलम्। द्यतन पंचांगम जुलै 30 शुभकृन्नाम संवत्सरे दक्षिणायने वर्ष ऋतौ श्रावण मासे शुक्लपक्षे द्वितीया तिथिः till 5:29 PM स्थिरवासरः मघा नक्षत्रं till 4:50 AM followed by पूर्व फल्गुनी नक्षत्रम व्यतिपात योगः till 9:32 AM followed by वरीयान योगः कौलवकरणं coinciding with the tithi again till 5:29 PM followed by Taitila-karanam till 6:11 AM followed by Gara-karanam. Sarvebhyah suprabhatam. Switch the sharing to the other one. Audio ila baunda, should I change to phone and if I don't increase the volume?
It's fine, clear ga undi audio.
Loud enough ga unda?
Yeah.
ఒకసారి నేను ఫోన్లో కూడా ట్రై చేసి చూస్తాను, ఎందుకంటే నేను కొన్ని ఆడియోలు వింటూ ఉంటే యూట్యూబ్లో అంత సౌండ్ బాగా వస్తున్నట్టు అనిపించలేదు.
ఓకే
ట్రై. Is it better now? Any difference in the volume?
ఇది కూడా బాగానే ఉంది. నాకు కొద్దిగా లోగా అనిపిస్తుంది దానికంటే ప్రీవియస్ కంటే. అంటే మీరు
లోగా ఉందా?
యా, ఇప్పుడు లోగా ఉంది.
Okay, then we'll switch back.
Yeah.
అది సింపుల్ కదా మనకి.
Yeah.
ఇప్పుడండి?
ఇప్పుడు ఆన్.
ఓకే. అండ్ ఐ థాట్ ఫోన్ డయలింగ్ మైట్ బి గుడ్ అనుకున్నాను. ఓకే. ఏమవుతుంది? సంథింగ్ రాంగ్. What is happening? I'm not able to share now. So how many participants can share at the same time? One participant. Okay. But how do I share screen?
Only one person can share.
Namaste, Ramayanam ji. Okay, do you see it now? My PDF?
Yes.
So, Kulochitamatihi Kshatram. So, we were reading a lot of qualities. Let us maybe read all of them one more time. Read this sloka so that at least we remember those qualities. It starts with Sahi Rupopapannascha Viryavan Anasuyakaha Bhumavanupamah Tunuhu Gunair Dasaratopamaha Sacha Nityam Prashantatma Mrudupurvancha Bhashate Uchyamanopi Purusham Nottaram Jate Kadachit Upakarena Kritenaikena Tushyati Nas Maratyapakaranam Chatamapyatmavattaya Ila Vruddhair Jnana Vruddhair Vayo Vruddhaischa Sajjanaihi Kathayannastavai Nityam Astra Yogyantareshvapi. Then Buddhiman Madhurabhashi Purvabhashi Priyam Vadaha Viryavan Nacha Viryena Mahata Svena Vismitaha Nachanruta Kathaha Vidvan Vruddhanam Pratipujakaha Anuraktaha Prajabhischa Prajaschapyanurajyate Sanukrosho Jitakrodho Brahmana Pratipujakaha Dinanukampi Dharmagno Nityam Pragrahavan Shuchihi Kulochitamatihi Kshatram Swadharmam Bahumanyate Manyate Paraya Pritya Mahatsvarga Phalam Tataha Na Shreyasi Rato Yascha Na Viruddha Katharuchihi Uttarottara Yuktinam Vakta Vachaspatir Yatha Arogas Taruno Arogaha Tarunaha Vagmi Vapushman Deshakalavit Loke Purushasaragnaha Sadhuhu Ekaha Vinirmitaha. I think we did till there, kada.
That's where we stopped. Yeah.
That's where we stopped, kada. We'll start from the 19th sloka now. So at least today, Raghunath, if you have not written last time, now start writing the qualities as we mention each one of them. Satu Sreshtair Gunair Yuktaha.
Satu Sreshtai Gunar Yuktaha.
Prajanam Parthivatmajaha.
Prajanam Parthivatmajaha.
Bahischara Iva Prano.
Bahischara Iva Prano.
Babhuva Gunatah Priyaha.
Babhuva Gunatah Priyaha.
So next quality is, this is a continuation of the previous qualities. Namaste Vikrama. Somebody else is also joining. So 7:35 is the time. Okay. Satu Sreshtaihi Gunaihi Yuktaha. So either we can take it as a description or a narration, or we can, I'm just thinking, can we count it as another guna? Because he's saying, Saha tu Sreshtaihi Gunaihi Yuktaha. He is embodied with excellence of all the qualities. Sreshtaihi Gunaihi Yuktaha. So he is composed of the best of the qualities, excellence of all the qualities. Saha Sreshtaihi Gunaihi Yuktaha. Prajanam Parthivatmajaha. Parthiva means those who are formed of Prithvi or Parthivaha, which means all of us. Mortals is the word there. So Parthiva Atmajaha. So of them, he is the son of. So Parthiva is king of the mortals, essentially means king. So Parthiva Atmajaha, son of the king. So Dasharatha's son. Prajanam Parthivatmajaha. Prajanam Parthivaha is king of the men, or king of the people. Tasya Atmajaha, tasya son. Prajanam Parthivatmajaha saha sreshtaihi gunaihi yuktaha. How do you narrate those sreshta gunaha? Is through this simile. Bahischaraha iva prano babhuva. I think we can write that as a quality. Bahischaraha iva prano babhuva.
Which one is the quality?
Huh?
Which one do we write as a quality?
Bahischara iva prano. The whole half sloka, let us write down. Bahischara iva prana.
Prajanam Parthivatmajaha.
That also you can count, but it is not a direct quality. It is only a narration. But the quality here is, the simile of that is, Bahischara iva pranaha babhuva gunatah priyaha. He has become beloved by qualities. Gunataha priyaha. Gunataha means from gunas. From these qualities, from these gunas, he has become beloved, priyaha. How, what kind of, or how is he beloved? To what extent? To such an extent that he has become bahischaraha iva pranaha. Pranaha yadi bahihi charati. How is it going to be? If you normally prana should be inside your body. But if your prana is Rama and he is moving outside, of course. And he is not just for me or for one Valmiki or for Dasharatha. Prajanam, of all the people, for everybody, he seemed to be their own prana, which is moving outside. That is the simile given by Valmiki in terms of how beloved he was of people. He was so beloved of people that everyone thought that he is my life. I mean, if Rama is there, I'm feeling lively. If Rama is not there, if I don't see him, if I don't hear of him, if I don't read of him, if I don't think of him, then I'm no more lively. I'm no more agile. So that is the belovedness simile that Valmiki made.
So it's the quality that is the source of energy for everybody.
Yes. Is the source of life.
Life, yeah.
Not just energy. Yes.
The energy, yeah. Prana
life.
is more than energy.
Correct.
But yeah.
More than energy, life.
Yeah.
Bahischarahaiva prano.
Life giving.
Gunatah priyaha. Yes. Then next one will continue. Sarva vidyavrata snato.
Sarva Vidyavrata Snato.
Yathavat sangavedavit.
Yathavat Sangavedavit.
Ishvastrecha pituh sreshtaha.
Ishvastrecha Pitus Shrestau.
Babhuva bharatagrajaha.
Babhuva Bharatagraja.
So some more qualities are now coming. Sarva vidyavrataha. Sarva vidyavrata snataha. Let us take it that way. That's the next quality. Sarva vidyavrata snataha. Snataha means Snatakotsava, we say in India, at least all of us are from India, adults, first generation. So we would have heard that term. All the universities, at least in the regional languages, all of them say Snatakotsava. Snatakotsava means graduated, graduation ceremony. So that Utsava, graduation ceremony is Snataka Utsavaha. One who has graduated is called Snataha or Snatakaha. Either ways, ka pratyaya can be there or even without it. Snataha means graduate. Sarva vidya vrata snataha. So there is a vrata word added here again. We have seen vrata, the significance of the term vrata in our Vangmaya, in our literature, or in our culture. Vratam means no matter what, no deterrence, no digression, no deviation from it. Sticking to it, staying steadfast on that path is called vratam. Whether it is for a puja or for a principle or for a project, vratam means that. So, sarva vidya vrata snataha. He has graduated, snataha. But of what he has graduated? Sarva vidya, of all the disciplines. So he has covered probably his kshatra dharma qualities. He has covered, and some more will be later mentioned. What are those vidyaha?
64 kalas.
Huh?
64 kalas, 64 kalalu.
64 kalas, all of that, yes. All of that together. And again, we should not get, because that word kala came. Kala today in English, loose translation, people say arts. And that's why they say Bachelor of Arts. They thought art means, it is a non-science thing. But for us, art means excellence. Excellence in a field is art. Creativity in a field is art. Creativity in engineering, creativity in technology, creativity in innovation, in medicine, any creativity is called kala. And so kala, that's why the very Shivananda Lahiri starts, right? What does anyone know? Shivananda Lahiri, first shloka.
I know. Sorry, I forgot.
Kalabhyam starts with Kalabhyam. Kalabhyam, Chudalankrita Shashi Kalabhyam, Nijatapah Phalabhyam, and so on it goes. So it starts with of arts to the embodiments of Kala, who are Parvati and Shiva. So Dvivacham, Kalabhyam. Right? So Kala art is not like as we think today is useless arts, Bachelor of Arts. No. Arts means all sciences, arts, everything, any vidya. Excellence in it is called Kala. So, Sarva Vidya Vrata Snataha. So, he has taken an oath that he will not leave any discipline, any branch of study unstudied by him. That is the Sarva Vidya Vratam. Because if I have to rule the nation, if I have to rule the people, I should know everything that is of interest, of concern, of requirement of the people. Right? I cannot be ruling if I don't even know what is agriculture. Because agriculture minister might propose something, or agricultural secretary might propose something. Oh, is it? Like we say, right? A non-hands-on manager is not effective. Right? At our office itself, we know that. A hands-on guy who knows every detail can then control and deliver the best. So also for the nation, and now imagine, I mean, if it is just a Java project or a C++ project, you need to know that code. Imagine for the leader of the nation, and especially one who takes Prithvi as its subject. For him, he has to know everything possible on the earth. And so Rama has taken that oath. Sarva Vidya Vrata Snataha. He had taken an oath to study all branches of study that is required for him to understand the entire world thoroughly in order to rule it properly, effectively.
So one translation would be well versed in all disciplines.
Well versed in all disciplines, yes. Correct. Sarva Vidya Vrata Snataha. Raghunandanji, that's next quality. Then Yathavat Sangha Vedavit. So normally when we say Vidya is the normal colloquial term. In colloquial term, Vidya means Vaidya Vidya, Ayurveda Vidya, Dhanurveda Vidya. Right? Vidya means a specific skill-based study. Vocational studies, for example, or Vidyas. Of course, in Upanishad Vakyam, there is a Sa Vidya Ya Vimuktaye. That Vakyam is there. But generally, Vidya means a specific skill based study. So he is immediately qualifying it by saying, hey, don't think he is only about material sciences. Yathavat Sanga Vedavit. Sanga, with all, along with all angas, we have seen Shadangas, right? Along with all Shadangas, he is Vedavit. Sa Anga Vedavit means along with angas, along with all the 6 angas, he is Vedavit, he is knower, he is knowledgeable of the Vedas with all the Shadangas also. So don't get misled by my statement of Vidya as only the certain disciplines, as Shyamji said, well versed with all disciplines. It's not just some specific disciplines or all disciplines, because tomorrow another discipline could be added. So what? Then has he covered it? So he's qualifying it by saying, but because Vedam is yajñātva na punarjñātavyam. That is Veda. That if you, by which, knowing which, you know everything. Right? So yathavat sanga vedavit. Then some of the vidyas, especially because he is Rama is Dhanurdhari. So Ishvastrecha pituh sreshtaha babhuva bharatagrajaha. So we can take the quality here is as Ishvastre sreshtaha. You can take that. Or let us write the whole half line also. Everybody who is writing notes here. Ishvastrecha pituhu sreshtaha babhuva bharatagrajaha. Bharatagrajaha, elder brother of Bharata, so Rama. Bharatagrajaha, Ishvastre, Ishu is arrows. In the archery, Ishu Astram. In the Ishu Astre, Pituhu Sreshtaha, he has excelled his father. Till then, Dasharatha was the best archer in the world, especially with his Shabdabhedi Grahana Shakti, right? Unfortunately, that is where he got mistaken with an elephant drinking water for Shravana when he was Shravana Kumara, when he was filling the water in the mud pot with a narrow neck. Because of the narrow neck, as he was filling it, it was making more sound. And he heard it to be some animal drinking, especially maybe elephant, and so he shot an arrow. But anyway, so till then his pita was the best, Sreshtaha, Ishvastre. Pituhu Sreshtaha, beyond his father, he has now excelled. Babhuva, he has become excellent. Sreshtaha Babhuva, Pituhu, beyond his father, in Ishvastre, in Ishu Astra. Who? Bharatagrajaha. So the Vakyam will be Bharatagrajaha, Ishvastre, Pituhu Sreshtaha cha Babhuva. So we can write that line like that.
What we wrote, Ishvastre cha Pituhu.
Write the whole half of the shloka, which is Ishvastre cha Pituhu Sreshtaha Babhuva Bharatagrajaha. But if you want to write it like a sentence, a prose sentence, then you can write it as Bharatagrajaha Ishvastre Pituhu cha Sreshtaha Babhuva. So then you understand, like in Telugu itself. Bharatagrajudu Ishvastramulo Pituhu cha Tandri kante kuda, or more than father, Sreshtaha Babhuva. Excellent, he became. Like that.
Okay.
Then we'll continue further. Kalyanabhijana sadhuhu.
Kalyanabhijana sadhuhu.
Adina satyavagrujuhu.
Adina satyavagrujuhu.
Vruddhairabhivinitascha.
Vruddhairabhivinitascha.
Dvijair dharmarthadarshibihi.
Vijay dharmarthadarshinibhihi.
So Kalyanabhijanaha sadhuhu. Adinaha satyavak rujuhu. Dharmarthadarshibihi dvijaihi vruddhaihi abhinitaha. Those are the qualities in this shloka. So let's start. Kalyanabhijanaha. Kalyanabhijanaha. Kalyanani ashritanam mangalani abhijanayati means utpadayati. Saha Kalyanabhijanaha. Abhijanayati, one who produces or one who generates, one who creates is called Abhijanaha. Janayati yaha, utpadayati yaha, saha Abhijanaha. What does he produce? Kalyana. Kalyana means Kalyanani ashritanam mangalani. All the welfare, auspicious, good things are called Kalyana. Kalyanam bhavatu, especially in the north. Kalyan ho, Kalyan ho. In south, we think Kalyana means marriage, but marriage is also an auspicious thing. That is why probably we are used to saying Kalyana as a marriage, but Kalyana is beyond that. Kalyana is about welfareness and happiness. And in fact, that is why every year or over and over we do, whatever, Venkateshwara Kalyanam or Sitarama Kalyanam or Shiva Parvati Kalyanam, because their marriage itself is such a auspicious thing for us that all worlds will be happy by watching it, by following it, by remembering it over and over. So Kalyanam is primarily about welfare, auspiciousness. So he's a welfare provider. He's a welfare generator for the worlds. So Kalyana Abhijanaha and Sadhuhu. We have seen that already before. Sadhu is the best. The one who is Sadhu is very tough to. Gentleman is a loose word, but that is very unfortunate. I mean, Sadhu is beyond that. Sadhu Sant, we say, right? To that level of a one who is always for others is Sadhu. Adinaha. Never he feels, I mean, you can never see him Dina in Dainyam. Dainyam is, we all know Dina Bhava, right? Dina is deprived. He is never deprived. He is never in deprived state or feelings. Yes, we see him once in a while like an ordinary man, especially in later in Aranyakanda when Sita is lost. We'll see him very sad, Dinaha. But immediately he'll come back to his consciousness, sometimes through Lakshmana, sometimes through somebody else's reminder, suggestion, teachings. But he always restores himself out of that Deenatvam. And so Adinaha. So Kalyanabhijanaha, Sadhuhu, Adinaha. 3 qualities so far. Then Satyavak. His speech is about reality. If it is not real, he is not going to talk it. He is not going to even think of it. So Satyavak. And Rujuhu. Rujuhu is Ruk. One who follows Ruk is Ruju. Ruks are the Rigveda. Everything that is about everything that is about existence, about reality, about truth is Ruks. So one who follows them, one who emulates them, one who lives them is Rujuhu. Rujuhu is, so Sarala Svabhavaha, that's one definition given here of Rujuhu. Also Swaradhyaha, that's also another definition given of Rujuhu. Swaradhyaha or Sarala Svabhavaha is Rujuhu. So Satyavak, Rujuhu. Then there is this big line which is one quality. We can write it as a prose like this. Dharmartha darshibhihi vruddhaihi dvijaihi abhivinitaha. That is the quality there. Dharmartha darshibhihi vruddhaihi dvijaihi abhivinitaha. We can take
what
that.
What are we reading, Bogaji?
Huh?
Dharmartha.
Dharmartha Darshibhihi. This last part. Dharmartha Darshibhihi. Vruddhaihi Dvijaihi Abhivinitaha. So, Vinitaha, we already discussed that. Vinitaha comes from Nitaha is led by. It's in passive tense. Karmani prayogaha. Nayati, he leads. Nitaha, he is led by. Vinitaha, Visheshataya Nitaha. Very specially or significantly led by. Led by whom? By these plural tenses. Dharma Artha Darshivihi. Those who are the darshanas, those who have those visionaries, seers, those are the loose English words. Darshana, those who have gotten the vision, they have the vision of dharma. Those who have gotten the complete vision of dharma. And artha, because artha is what runs. Dharmasya moolam artha, they say. So artha vyavastha has to run first, so that country is running not into recession, is running very profitably, happily. Right? Economy should run happily. Sarve bhavantu sukhinaha. So that to achieve that, whatever is the logistics infrastructure required, that is artha vyavastha. But that artha can be sustained beyond law enforcement, which means without finding loopholes of law enforcement. It can happen only if dharma is the basis for it. Only if every citizen, every person is dharma aware, is dharmic, then nobody tries to find loopholes of the artha vyavastha. Otherwise, we are trying to find all loopholes of artha vyavastha and cheat. And so dharma and artha have to go always together. Dharma artha darshibhihi, by those visionaries, by those seers of dharma based artha, who are vruddhaha. Vruddha means who have grown in it. Means not just got one vision and, oh, I understood today. No, those who have had enough experience, long time-tested experience of various situations, various cycles of periods of, growth, fall, or good, bad, success, failures. Having seen all of this experience, long experienced people who are visionaries and seers of dharma-based artha, and also dvijaihi, means educated also. Dvijanma, Vitiya Janmam, normally we say through Upanayanam, which means for education. Education is a loose word again, but let's take it that way. So, well-educated, first quality, then long experience, very long experience of having seen several aspects and facets of life with successful vision or with comprehensive vision of dharma-based artha, led by such people always. So that means he is interested to be guided, be advised by such learned people, by experienced people, by visionaries. And that's what we have seen. Vishwamitra, Ashwatananda, all of them, Vasishtha, Rama was led by. And as we now go forward, in Aranyakanda onwards, you will see Rama meeting one after another rishis. Right? So he is a favor of, he is a fan of rishis. So that is this quality. Dharmartha darshibhihi vruddhaihi dvijaihi abhivinitaha. Dharma kamartha tattvajnaha.
Dharma kamartha tattvajnaha.
Smritiman Pratibhanavan.
Smritiman Pratibhanavan.
Laukike Samayachare.
Laukike Samayachare.
Krutakalpo Visharadha.
Krutakalpo Visharada.
So next set of qualities are, so dharma kamartha tattvajnaha. That is the next quality. Previously we said he is led by the visionaries of dharma and artha. Is he always only led by them blindly? Sir, what should I do? Sir, what should I do? Or, he consults them and he is also thoroughly aware of that. Right? If I am not aware and if I keep consulting others, then I am always dependent on them. I seek their experience, I seek their guidance, but that does not mean that I do not know it. Right? So, dharma kamartha tattvajnaha. He himself is jna. Jna is jnanam asti tasya. Yasya jnanam asti saha jnaha. Jnaha of what? Of tattva. The essence, the spirit, the basis of what? Of the three purushartha. Dharma, artha, and kama. Dharma, kama, artha. In fact, there was Sangha Siksha Varga last weekend. That's why I could not, do our session, right? I was in the Siksha Varga camp there. One of the samvad given to me was Chatur Purushartha, the 4 Purusharthas to talk to the Siksharthis, first year trainees there. So how to make them understand the Purusharthas and the value of them. Anyway, so that was a 1 hour long Bauddhika I gave there. But we all know, so the way I have slightly seen it differently. The way I am seeing it is, Kama is the basis. For everybody, the natural instincts is Kama. And if it is so low, we call it Pashu Kama. But if it is slightly, elevated, then it is Kama, which means that is normal and that is common for all human beings. This Kama, for it not to become aggressive, for it not to become invasive, for it not to become violent in grabbing others only because I want this Kama, we have to have an agreement. We have to have an agreed infrastructure of rules, an established set of rules, systems. That is Artha Vyavastha, which includes, Artha, first thing that comes to our mind normally is finances, but Artha is everything. Artha is finance, economy, political administration, law enforcement, justice, education, all of these come under Artha Vyavastha. So, because in every aspect, two people, if there are two parties interacting, we want them to have a win-win deal. So for a win-win deal to take place, we should have proper set of rules and all. And that rules and that constitution is called Artha Vyavastha. But we have seen every world has, across the world, every country has a constitution, law, all of this, right? In spite of that, people try to find loopholes and, take advantage of the other person, of the weak, right? So how to solve that? That was addressed by us alone, which is dharma. If we make everyone dharma aware, if we make them dharmika, then nobody will look for loopholes of Artha Vyavastha, and everybody's kamas that are obvious and natural will be fulfilled, and so everybody is happy. Sarve bhavantu sukhinaha. So that is the way to understand. So Kama is the basis. To achieve it, between all multiple parties without affecting each other, without hurting each other. We need artha vyavastha. But for this, anybody to not take disadvantage of that artha vyavastha, we need dharma as the basis. Dharana dharma mityahu. That is at the society level. And so dharma at the individual level, all the Ashtanga Yoga, all the yama niyamas that are prescribed. If one follows all of that, because then there is pratyahara, asteya, aparigraha. So much emphasis is given there about not to steal something else, not even to look for somebody, what is somebody else's property. So if those are properly understood and followed, there is artha vyavastha will run successfully, and so everybody's kamas are fulfilled. And so kama is dharma kamartha tattvajna. He just not only understands it by word, but understands it by spirit. Tattvajna, dharma kamartha tattvajna. Then the next two qualities, they come from the first sarga of Balakanda also. Smritiman pratibhanavan, in the same order. There also he says, right? Smritiman pratibhanavan. So the way Bhashakara says, dharma kamartha tattvajna, okay, he has known it. Did he forget it? Smritiman, he remembers it. That is why he immediately qualifies it by saying that. Dharma kamartha.
Is it one quality or together you have two? Smritiman, Pratibhanavan.
Two different qualities. Two different qualities. Smritiman is somebody who has smriti. Smriti of what? Of the dharma kamartha tattva. So we can take in this context like that. Smritiman is one who has he successfully not only studied and known dharma kamartha tattva, but also remembers it at every appropriate time. Like Karna, for example, he has studied, but Smritiman, he was not Smritiman, he was given that shapa. That at times when you need it, you will not remember it. So Smritiman is that quality. And you remember it continuously and at every time that you need it to apply it. So Smritiman. And Pratibhanavan. Pratibhanavan. Pratibhanam means Pratibha is Pratibha, repute? No. Pratibha is what? How to find it? Anyone can say?
Again is radiating.
Bha is that light, glow.
Glow, radiating. Pratibha is actually what of the way, not skilled. It is actually very difficult to translate.
Is it excellence? Can we say glory?
Excellence, no, it is actually show also to be able to exhibit, right?
Can we translate as glory?
Glory,
yeah.
Glory, yeah.
Yeah.
Probably, but
yeah.
Yashas, glory can also be Yashas.
Yashas.
So see here, the way he is explaining here is Pratibhanavan Prajnam Navanavonmesha Shalinim Pratibham Viduhu iti Prokta Lakshana Pratibhana Yuktaha. So the typical Prokta, what is said, Lakshanam. Lakshana Shastra says Pratibhanam means Navanavonmesha Shalini. Prajnam Navanavonmesha Shalini, which means Prajna, that excellent knowledge. Prakrushta Jnanam is Prajna. Prajna, what kind of Prajna? Navanavonmesha. Unmesha is open the eye. So wink or blink. Every time you open, that means constantly navanavonmeshanam. That means constantly renewed knowledge or continuing education. So prajnam navanavonmesha shalinim pratibham. So that way it is defined here. The Pratibhanavan is not just one time, but continuous, through continuous upgradation of knowledge. He is glowing with it always. So that is Pratibhanavan.
So, Bogaji, based on some translation in a Sanskrit dictionary, I think the most relevant meaning that we probably have is genius.
Genius, yeah.
Pratibhashalini. So it says genius. So genius being, it encompasses more than excellence, right? So being an expert, being able to exhibit everything. So glowing with genius, something like that. So I think it is not very, very difficult to translate it in English because there's no word, but I think it is the closest they're able to map is genius.
Genius, yes, correct. See, these are thoughts. Any word in a language is tokenized only if they think about it. If they cannot think about it, there is no word for it.
Yeah.
Right. And so
that's why if language is dead, culture is dead. That's all. So if because the thoughts in that how you express in that language is very important.
Correct. And that's why we say, right, when I go anywhere to teach Sanskritam or to give an introduction to Sanskritam workshop, first example I ask is, hey, we all know the word sin in English. What is the equivalent in your, how do you translate it? Immediately all Indian languages, everybody will say papam, papa, papa, all the same. Everybody immediately, without doubt, without a second thought. Then I ask, what is punya? Then we start, in all the Indian languages, we have punya, punyam, 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 punyam. Now tell me what is the English translation for it. Then people try to start describing it. Virtue, good deeds, help, action, service, all. Hey, you're trying to explain. Now you are creating it. The culture, the civilization of that society, which was speaking this language, never thought about it, and so they have never tokenized a word for it. However, we have a thought of it, we have a conception of it, and so we are now trying to explain it in an English sentence because we understand it. For one who doesn't understand, how will he even, so there is no word. So what I'm meant to say was, words can come in a language, in the vocabulary, only if there is a thought for it. Only if that civilization have thought about it, have worked on it, then they tokenize a word. Anyway, so yeah, Pratibhanavan, so many words, we cannot find English translations. We have to explain it in English.
Like karma, like no one, all of the lines use karma now.
Correct, because at least that's good about English. When they know that, at least nowadays, when they know that, hey, they cannot find an equivalent word, they start using it, whether appropriately or half appropriately, like guru, Java guru, this guru, that guru, financial guru, guru, karma. So many words now from our vocabulary are now taking English, are coming to English also. Okay, so Smritiman, Pratibhanavan. And then Laukike Samay, so he is Pratibhanavan in what? His genius in what all? A few examples are also enumerated here. Laukike Samayachare. Laukika is all the worldly affairs. The genius in all the worldly affairs. Because to rule, you should have all the current affairs knowledge, all the worldly affairs knowledge. Laukike Samayachara. So Samayachara, see, this is also used for Lalita Devi, also in Lalita Sahasranama.
Yeah, one of
Samayachara. Samayachara Tatpara comes. Right? So Samayachara, the word, Samayachare means Laukike. Laukike means Laukika Pramanake, means in the worldly. Samayachare means Sanketa Vichare. Because Amarakosha is saying Ityamaraha. What does it say? Sanketastu Samayaha Ityamaraha. Amarakosha is our thesaurus, or call it, loosely thesaurus, but is our vocabulary book, Amarakosha, one of the currently popularly still surviving vocabulary text. There were several Shabdakoshas. Amaras is the most popularly still accepted and available, even after so many texts burnt by the Muslims and all. So from that book, it says Sanketaha tu Samayaha, and Sanketa means technology. So in the technological fields and the worldly affairs, Pratibhanavan, as Vikramji said, we'll take it as genius. So he's a genius in worldly affairs and technological affairs. That means, as required, yesterday when I was watching WION TV on IPTV, there is a channel WION, which is Indian-based news. There only Gravitas program also comes. So they're saying one more MiG-21 crashed. They're saying, why are we still using those old MiG-21s? So if the leader is apt, then he will think about updating the technologies. He said, okay, like current Prime Minister, technology, let us use technology everywhere. Technology for digitalization of currency itself. India is the largest country which has who have successfully utilized digital payments. Even street side trader or street side salesman also, like selling coconuts. He has a QR scan code. You scan through UPI.
Phone Pay, Phone Pay, GPay. I went
Phone
to India.
Pay, UPay, all pays are there. No more cash, digital payments across the world, across the country. That's because of that leader. His thought of, hey, let's not depend on this paper currency, because then it is all black, or anybody can print and give. Hey, we don't want paper. Then who can print black money? Or what is that called? What is that? What is that currency printing? Duplicate currencies.
Mint.
Counterfeit.
Duplicate currency sent, right? What is that scam?
Oh, Harshad, not Harshad Mehta, that guy.
No, every time. For example, they say Pakistan prints the wrong currencies and sent to India, right? What is that?
Counterfeit notes.
Fake notes, fake currency, right? Because if it is paper, anybody can print it. Fake currency can happen. And so, hey, digital, doesn't matter, right? Only computers, as long as the storage and networks are there, everybody is safe. So that ability to utilize Samayachara is in that Pratibhanavan. Laukike Samayachare Pratibhanavan.
So are we going to write now both together, Rabbaji, Laukike Samayachara?
You can take that as one quality. Let's put all together. Laukike Samayachare Pratibhanavan.
Okay, I put Pratibhanavan already.
Pratibhanavan. Qualify that way, or in brackets, Pratibhanavan. In what? In Laukike Samayachare.
Okay.
Then the next one is Krita Kalpaha. Krita is completed, completely done or accomplished. In Kalpaha. Kalpaha is creativity. Krita Kalpaha. That's why we say Kalpaha means one Kalpa, one cycle of creation is over. Everything, entire universe goes back into black hole or whatever, vacuum. There is nothing. There is no more material. Everything is just energy existing. And then suddenly, with the Sankalpa, another creation takes place. That's the next Kalpa. So Kalpa is about creation, creativity. So Krita Kalpaha, accomplished in creativity. Krita Kalpaha, Visharadaha. Visharadaha, we already know, right? We all know. Visharada is typically, at least in Sanskrit and other regional language-based degrees that any universities give. Generally, Visharada is used for PhD, which means he is a doctorate, which means he has achieved the highest levels of education in those fields. Visharadaha. Okay, let's continue with the next sloka. Nibhrita samrutakaro
Nivritah samrutakaro.
Gupta mantra sahayavan.
Gupta mantra sahayavan.
Amogha krodha harshascha.
Amogha krodha harshasya.
Tyaga samyama kalavit.
Tyaga samyama
Samyama.
kalavit.
Don't read. Ramayana.net is there. Don't read. Listen and repeat. Repeat one more time. Let's see. Nivritah samrutakaro.
Nivritah samrutakaro.
Gupta mantra sahayavan.
Gupta mantra sahayavan.
Amogha krodha harshascha.
Amogha krodha harshascha.
Tyaga samyama kalavit.
Tyaga samyama kalavit.
Good. So if you listen, you can easily repeat much better. Nibhrutaha. Nibhrutaha means bhrutaha means bharam vahati yaha saha bhrutaha. Nibhrutaha. So he takes the burden of the entire world. That is nibhrutaha. So that means he takes the responsibility of the entire world, of ruling the country, of the ruling the world, of the entire universe. So nibhrutaha. Samruta akaraha. Samruta akaraha. That means he is always samvritam. Vritam means surrounded by. Surrounded by samyak. Sam means samyak. Samyak vrita akaraha means one who is always surrounded by the best people. Let's see what do Bhashyam say there. Nibhrutaha vinitaha Vasyaha praneyo nibhruta vinita prashritaha samaha ityamaraha. So Amara is giving all these, grouped all these words together. Vasyaha praneyaha nibhrutaha vinitaha prashritaha samaha. These are the various words used in that context of responsible people, led humble people, led by people, like that. Ityamaraha. Then samrutakaraha means hridisthita kartavyartha vyanjaka ingita akara gopana chaturaha. That is the big long definition given as one samastapadam, samasa. In fact, most of the beauty of the Bhashyam says a huge paragraph sometimes might be samasa, one word, a compound word, which itself is the sentence. But before we jump into that long definition of samasa, let's see the other next given. Samrutatvam. Samrutatvam, the ness of samruta. Samruta-ness means gudhatvam. Gudhatvam is deep inside. So those who are not, for some you cannot guess them. I mean, they are not obviously visible. There is a word for it. I'm trying to find. Some feelings, some people can hide their feelings very well. Meaning they will not be obviously visible. Even when they are angry, or when they are sad, they are so composed. So they find very deep inside. That is called samvrutatvam. That's another definition of samvrutatvam. But practical, especially looking at Rama for the next yauvaraajyam, right? From that point of view, hridisthita, hridi is heart. Hridisthita, inside, sitting inside his heart. Hridisthita, what is sitting inside his heart? Kartavya artha vyanjaka ingitakara gopana chaturaha. So for example, somebody comes and has a plea, and we know, right, Rama has that bell in his sabha that anybody can ring, especially his guptacharas, his gudhacharis, his spies. They come very late midnight, after all hours, meaning after all affairs are done, when the city and the empire is sleeping. then they come and report to Rama. So Rama is always available very late in the night for the reports from his spies who are going around the world collecting information, collecting intelligence for him. So in such times also, so Hridisthita Kartavya Artha Vyanjaka Ingita Akara Gopana Chaturaha. So he has received an information there. His immediate reaction that is taking place inside his mind, inside his heart, as a king, as a political administrator, it should not be immediately visible. The feelings, the reaction should not be visible through any of his eyes, cheeks, color of the cheeks, blush, nothing should be visible. It should be composed. He's only receiving the information. All right, you may leave now, and then consult with the mantris later and make the decisions. Right. So that Gopana means keeping it secret or hiding. Gopana Chaturaha, very smart in hiding his inside feelings. Gopana Chaturaha. Of what? Of Hridisthita Kartavyartha Vyanjaka Ingitakara. So all the feelings that are inside him, that he takes as responsibility also, meaning as soon as he hears, he's immediately making a decision of, oh, I should work on this tomorrow. We should have a meeting day after tomorrow. If you see me, as I'm talking this, I'm thinking, I'm looking there. These are typical human instincts. When we are thinking, we are not looking here. Because our mind is elsewhere. And so typically our eyes also go there. That's why they are called Nayanam. It leads, eyes lead us towards our thoughts. So eyes move that side. But it should not happen like that. I should still be looking here and listening here, talking to you, looking at the here. All of these ability to keep these feelings inside so that my eyes, my facial expressions are not obviously expressing what is going on inside me. The ability to hide all of that is called Samvrita Akaraha. All of that is explained in this samasa. Let's just enjoy the samasa, the language construct of Sanskritam. You can express a huge sentence as one compound word. Hridisthita Kartavyartha Vyanjakingita Akara Gopana Chaturaha is Samvrita Akaraha. Then coming back, any doubts there or questions?
So which quality we are writing, Bhogaji here?
Samvrita Akaraha.
Nibrutaha?
Nibrata was already over, right? Nibrata is one who is responsible, who takes the burden, who is responsible. Then Samvrita Akaraha, that is what we have read so far. Samvrita Akaraha means, the ability to compose, keep composed by not letting your expressions, your feelings inside, your reactions inside, to be obviously expressed out.
One of the quality of people who play cards in poker.
They say. Correct. One of the qualities of the people who play cards. Correct. Nibritaha Samvrita Akaraha. Gupta Mantraha. Gupta Mantraha. Gupta is again about secret. So all these qualities, if you see, in the Balakanda, the qualities given were of an individual. All of his qualities, majority of those qualities are given there, listed are all as an individual, how great he is. But if you see, there is a purpose that Valmiki is presenting these qualities in channelizing them, in guiding them towards establishing that Rama is the most able yauvaraja to take over from Dasharatha now. Right, so he's starting Ayodhya Kanda by listing all these qualities which are to do with administration, with political administrator, of being a king, of being a leader, of being a visionary, of being somebody who has comprehensive knowledge of world affairs. All these qualities, such qualities are being listed here if you observe them. Right, so Gupta Mantraha is Mantranam is consultations. Consultations with your cabinet, consultations with your ministers, and Gupta Mantraha. Again, if you see our current leadership, our meaning Narendra Modi ji or BJP style of leadership, they believe in this Gupta Mantraha. When you have to take some strategic move, all planning should be done very secretly. You announce it one day, one moment, you call for a cabinet, you call for a meeting, and boom, that's only when the world should know about it. Till then, even though you had so much of planning done, so much of groundwork done before, nothing should leak out. That ability to keep the planning, the groundwork that is happening, especially that might affect the disinterested parties or opposition parties, that keeping that secret inside is Gupta Mantraha. That ability to keep it secret, the ability to have such people around you with whom you work, who will keep things secret for you, who will keep things confidential for you. Confidential is the most, not only secret, it is about confidentiality. So keeping things confidential is Gupta Mantraha. Then Sahayavan, of course. Sahayam is help. Sahayavan, one whose quality, one who is helpful is Sahayavan. Amogha Krodha Harshascha is the next quality. So Nibhritaha, Samrutakaraha, Gupta Mantraha, Sahayavan. 4 qualities in the first half of the shloka. The next quality is Amogha Krodha Harshascha. Let's read the Bhashyam for it also. Amogha Krodha Harshascha. Where is that? Amogha Krodha Harshaha is Phala Paryavasayikopasantoshaha. So Amogha, na mogho yasya, one who is not what do you call, mogha is infatuation or mesmerized, means one who is misled or one who is into false notions is mogha. Amogha, not into false notions, not into these trance or into those unreal thoughts. So Amogha Krodha Harshaha. So he doesn't get misled or into Krodha or into Harsha. Suddenly becoming happy just like that, or with some half knowledge becoming happy, or with half knowledge becoming angry. Neither of them. Right? So Amogha Krodha Harshascha. That means any feeling, any emotion of his is only after thorough knowledge, after thorough information, not with half-baked information. That is Amogha Krodha Harshascha. Then Tya.
Snita Prajnudu.
Sthita Prajna, yes, Sthita Prajna, and that is also going to come. That quality is also going to come. But see the beauty. Why should we study Ramayanam like this? Because don't we need all these qualities? Each one of us need these qualities for the professions that we are doing and for the families that we are leading and for an individual and at the soul level inside also. At every level of these, each one of us also need these qualities. Are these taught anywhere? Does any course teach you these qualities? I do not know. Right? Vikram and all. Vikramji, you have done, executive membership, management and all. Tell me how many of these qualities are taught in any of those courses, or others who have done any leadership courses. Nobody is talking. Okay. Yeah. So that is why Ramayana, Mahabharata, these have to be studied, because so much of enumeration of knowledge, so much documentation of, these are life textbooks. These are textbooks of living. These are textbooks of how to live a successful life, how to become a successful person, how to become a better person, how to become a useful person, how to become a divine person altogether. Right? Aham Brahmasmi, to reach that level of realization, how to develop ourselves is Ramayanam. Don't mistake me if I hurt with the next statement that I'm making. There are some schools of thought that are coming up today through some Swamijis or through some, where only one small limited practice is given. Well, that is also required for one level of intellect, because they cannot take multiple levels of study. So only one prescription is sufficient for them. Just keep doing one meditation or keep doing one mantra chanting. That is also correct, because that's how you have to start. But to realize Aham Brahma, you should be Sarva, what was that? Sarva Vidyasnataha. Right? They should be all-rounders, comprehensive. Then we become Aham Brahma. Right? And that knowledge can only come through our Itihasas and Puranas and Upanishads. Right? So we have to study all of this. Nirantar study, Swadhyaya. Throughout the life, we have to keep studying this. So Amogha Krodha Harshascha, then Tyaga Samyama Kalavit. That's one quality. Tyaga Samyama Kalavit. With, we already know. With means one who knows. With Jnanam, Vedam Yaha Janati, Saha with. With of what? Kalavit. He knows the time. He knows the appropriate time. Kalavit means, he knows time means what? He knows when is it appropriate to do it. To do what? Tyaga Samyama. Tyaga is to give away. Samyama is to, both meanings are given here. Samyamanam is about control on giving away. The other meaning also given here is Samyama is about Aya. Aya is income. About collection and about giving back. He knows when to appropriately give back, when to insist on the collections, taxes, etc. And those come as the next set of qualities. Pragraha Nigrahanam. There are next set of qualities, but this is sort of a hint towards it. Tyaga Samyama Kalavit. For example, Tyaga Samyama Kalavit. Vastu Tyaga Tat Sangrahana Kalavit. Sangrahanam is to collect or receive, and Tyaga is when to give. When to give, when to take, appropriate knowledge about when appropriately to give and when appropriately to collect. That is Tyaga Samyama Kalavit. How many qualities? I do not know so far, Raghunandanji.
We have taken about 20, Bohaji, 20, 21. Yeah.
So far, so many. In addition to 31 from last class, right? From last two sessions.
Yeah.
So many qualities. I mean, if we just study these qualities every day, remind ourselves these qualities, I think that itself makes us so positive, so constructive, so enthusiastic, so eagerful, all these positive things will build in us. That's why we are asked to read this every day, right? So let's make it a point to read first Sarga of Ayodhya Kanda, because all of us as Swayamsevaks and leaders in our respective professions and in society, these qualities we should keep reminding ourselves of possessing, having these qualities, and the role model for them being SrIrAma. So Tyaga Samyama Kalavit. Next shloka. Dridha Bhakti Sthira Prajno.
Bhakti Smita Prajno.
Nasadgrahi Nadurvachaha.
Nasadgrahi
Nadurvachaha.
Vachaha.
Nistandrira Pramattascha.
Nistandrendra Pramatrascha.
Listen and repeat. Close your eyes and listen and repeat. Nistandrira Pramattascha.
Nistandrendra Pramatrascha.
Swadosha Paradoshavit.
Swadosha Paradoshavit.
So there is a pattern here, if you see, of the poetry also. Smrtiman Pratibhanavan, Gupta Mantra Sahayavan, Tyaga Samyama Kalavit, Swadosha Paradoshavit. So there is a pattern here of the poetry prasa. So, Drudha Bhakti, his bhakti, his devotion is strong. Drudha Bhakti. Now, bhakti towards what? Bhakti towards all the knowledgeable people. For Rama, knowledge is ultimate. Dharma, knowledge. Jnanam, dharma. Veda, dharma. Those are his ultimate, valuable, revered things. Whoever has them, he worships them. So, Dridha Bhakti in what? Dridha Bhakti, Deva Gurvadishu Nischala Bhakti. In God, in Gurus, in Acharyas, in elders, as we have seen before, right? Vruddhanam Pratipujakaha, to all elders. And what kind of Vruddhaha? Dharmartha Darshibhihi Dvijaihi Vruddhaihi. Right? Vinitaha. So he is always, his devotion is always in Deva Guru, Gurvishu, Guruadishu, Sthira Prajna, Nischala Bhakti. That is Dridha Bhakti. Now comes Sthira Prajna. Who said Sthira Prajna before when we talked about it? And I said it is coming.
Sthita Prajna. Yeah.
Sthita Prajna, somebody said, yeah. So Sthira Prajna. Sthira, Sthita, same. Sthita means established. Sthira means non-moving, non-wavering, still, stiff. Sthira Prajna. His knowledge is sthira, unwavering, non-temporal, because temporal is a term used for that knowledge which keeps changing. If we read our books, they keep changing. Every 5-10 years, that book is obsolete now. That knowledge is obsolete because it is revised and or something else has taken over it. So that is asthira prajna. Sthira prajna is that which can remain forever. Oh boy, 8:44. Did we go much beyond? Okay, we'll complete. Now we'll stop here. 8:44. Too much delayed. How come everyone is still? Nobody has complained or left. Should we? I think we'll stop here, right? It is better we stop here. We'll continue from Sthira Prajna in the next class onwards, next session. Is that fine?
Yeah, I think we are good.
We are good. Okay. Can anyone say Shanti Mantra?
Om Sarve Bhavantu Sukhinah, Sarve Santu Niramayah, Sarve Bhadrani Pashyantu, Ma Kaschit Dukkha Bhag Bhavet. Om Shanti Shanti. Shanti.
Sushachate, Sudinanchate. Anyone wants
Namaste
to
everyone. Have a good day.